That is an excellent question, San Lee. What in the world is this? This is the Disney morning show where we're kind of a Good Morning America, except Disney. Is the joke.
Budget's a lot less too.
I'm Doobie. That's Kyle. I'm the co-founder of Laughing Place. He is the co-managing editor of Laughing Place, along with Mr. Burbank. And we're just going to talk about what's going on in the world of Disney over the weekend and what's coming up. And as Gio says, we are the Doopster and Kai Kai. I think it's Kai Kai and the Doopster.
Not to be confused with Doughboy and the Jerk.
And we are live right now, so if you would like to participate, please participate. Just like Stanley and Gio has. We're going to start this day. The same way we start every day, but looking.
We'll work out the timing there.
Maybe not all the buttons should be. All right. We're going to start today, and we start every day, and that's by looking at the Disney stock price, which was $94.22 when we last did this show, which was Wednesday. We're off Thursday, Friday. Kyle, any predictions? Never mind. We don't do predictions. It is $92.87 today. Down, not only down from our last show, it is down 2.2% today.
Yeah.
Any thoughts as to what's going on there?
I haven't checked the overall market, but no, not really.
That is not a small amount to be down in one day. Really just one morning. So hopefully, I don't know, should I hope that the stock market overall is doing well, or?
The stock market overall is down much less than that.
Okay, so what's going on over at Disney? Anyone know? Let us know. Hello. Yes, I am Haircut Guy. I got my haircut last Friday. Good morning to you, Dapper Vantacrut. Thanks for joining us today. All right, let us get started, not with Ethan, but with a real look at what's going on with the weather in Central Florida.
Yeah, so as you might have heard over the weekend, a tropical, well, it wasn't even a tropical storm at the time. It was just whatever it was. But anyway, now we have Hurricane Milton, and I believe it's already a major hurricane. It's expected to potentially become a Category 5 before it makes landfall over on the west coast of Florida, because it formed in the Gulf. And so later this week, probably Wednesday into Thursday, I think is what it's looking like, will impact the theme parks area in Orlando. Obviously, it'll hit the other coast much worse. So we are monitoring that. You can see the latest. The most recent closures, we've heard the Tampa airport is actually closing tomorrow morning or ceasing operations. And so, yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. No other major closures have been announced yet, but I do think, if I had to bet, I do think this is a little bit different than last time, which was only a couple weeks ago. I do think that the Orlando theme parks will end up closing this week, but that's just a guess. I have no official information.
Wow, just a couple weeks after the last one. Yep. All right, we obviously will keep you up to date. This is a big story in the world, obviously, but as far as what we cover, Central Florida theme parks, Luke says it is, as we speak, a Category 5. Thank you, Luke. Obviously, for what we cover, Central Florida theme parks, we will keep an eye on that. You can always check our Twitter or check our website, where we have a page where we keep the updates coming throughout this. Hopefully, the theme parks escape unscathed. Far more importantly, hopefully the communities, especially communities that are still recovering from Helene, escape unscathed from this. All right, moving on to lighter fare. Disneyland. Disneyland is changing their turnstiles. We have found out.
Hold on a second. Sorry, I missed a button.
By the end of this week, this will be a smooth operation if we do this little transition. All right, Disneyland is what's happening at the top of our list today, and that is they've got new turnstiles coming to the Disneyland Resort.
Yeah, so this is actually a test that they did a while ago. I think they actually removed this one just to go and put more back in. But yeah, so they're starting this. It's going to be in phases, and this is what they'll look like.
And what's nice about these is they have Magic Band scanners. So right now, if you go to Disneyland, a few Disney World people are just like, what? So what's the big deal? But right now, when you go to Disneyland, a cast member has to manually scan you. These have the scanners built in, and then the gates will automatically open. And let's see, the gates are also fully stroller and wheelchair accessible, which is nice. And then the cast members will just kind of stand around to help with any concerns. A lot like the way it works at Walt Disney World and has for several years.
Or other parks. These are mostly being compared to like Disneyland Paris, where yeah, you kind of scan your own thing, and then there's someone standing there, but yeah, the thing opens for you.
I'm trying to remember. Why don't I remember how that worked at Disneyland Paris? And no,
Because you probably got ushered in through a
yeah,
special.
it's coming back to me now.
Just like the, did you? I know you were busy last night. I think you were flying, but the intro to the game last night, they had Celine Dion, and it was playing. It's all coming back to me now. And they dumped
Exactly.
Gatorade on her for some reason. It was weird, but it was fun.
They dumped Gatorade on Celine Dion,
Yeah,
the real Celine Dion.
the real. I mean, as far as it looked like the real Celine Dion, and maybe not during, but the after.
Oh, funny. I did not have that on my list of even possibilities in life.
Sure, maybe if you go to the NBC Sports YouTube channel, you can probably find it.
At Disney Springs at Walt Disney World, a new location has opened. Pure Vida. Is that what's next? Yeah, Pure Vida has
Pura
opened. We talked Pura Vida, not Pure Vida. Thank you.
No, I don't know. I'm just.
It does not say pure. Actually, it kind of does. All right. If you're out there and you know how this is properly pronounced, let us know.
Apparently, we have team members who have had some of their jewelry or are familiar with it, so maybe they'll know.
Pura Vida is what I'm going to go with now. Has officially opened. It is located at Disney Springs. Looks like it's in the town square market. What's that area called? Town Market? Market
Town
Square?
Center.
Town Center. Thank you. You're right. You're right. Town Center. They sell bracelets. So for their grand opening, this is the only reason I really want to talk about that. What is a trucker hat bar?
A trucker hat bar?
Yes.
Is that a bar where you make your own trucker hat? Like you design it?
I guess, but what does that mean? They had a trucker hat bar as a part of their grand
you
opening.
put like a patch on it, maybe? You choose the color and the patch. I don't know.
So, grand opening, attendees were able to participate in a trucker hat bar, cotton candy giveaways, and a chance to pick up some other stuff. So we were there. This is the cotton candy. How cool. Where is this trucker hat? Oh, is that it? I think we found it. Zoom in. Get over here. So it looks like
hats. I see trucker hats being handed out.
Okay. So you design your own trucker hat. Apparently that is a truism. Don't know. I wish we could have specifically covered that aspect because that is my biggest question here is how exactly that works. So I don't know who did that for us, but you failed. Love you anyway. It's a lot, Celine Lima. That's a joke, right?
I don't
know. Yeah, Celine Dion is way too highfalutin to be doing Gatorade. That's not the case. All right. Kyle is our resident Bluey expert of the two of us, so let's talk minisodes.
Yeah, so what this story is that there was a sneak preview, a 30-second clip of a minisode, so probably like a quarter of the short. But you don't need to go watch a sneak preview because you can go watch all 7 of these new minisodes on Disney Plus right now.
Too bad. We're watching a sneak preview.
Okay. Have you ever done anything of the sort when you were a kid?
Of course.
Okay.
As an adult, over at I didn't make my own, but I've like gone. Much like Ka at New York. Nope. Yeah.
Nope.
No. Much like Ka at MGM Grand. I had trouble following the plot here. A little complicated. Have you seen Ka?
No. I've seen Mad Apple though, which I know you also saw.
I did see Mad Apple. That was great. I really enjoyed it. Much more than I expected.
When we saw it the first time, Brad Williams was part of the show.
Who's that?
He's a comedian. He's funny. I'm sure they had a different comedian for you.
We had two comedians, one of which was really funny, and one of which was also a comedian. No, she was okay, but she wasn't nearly as funny. I just came back from Las Vegas last night, guys. So when you hear all these Las Vegas references being thrown in there, you know why. All right, what else we got going on here? Wizards of Waverly Place did well. How well, Kyle?
Well, it hasn't launched yet, but the trailer was watched by nearly 70 million people in the first 10 days. And how does that compare to other trailers? I have no idea, but apparently it's the highest for Disney Channel in a while. And again, I don't know if that means anything, but it seems like there's a lot of interest in the show. And why wouldn't there be? You got new generation of kids as well as probably parents who now have their own kids but watch the original show, and you can check it out on Disney Channel and Disney Plus in the end of the month, just in time for Halloween.
And what's her name? My God, that was in my head. It was not meant to come out of my mouth. Selena Gomez will be in the first episode.
In the first episode, yes.
Which is close. A nice transition.
Yeah,
I like that. Caitlin's excited about it. Let's see what else we got going on. Star Wars. So apparently there is a goal of getting a Star Wars museum in San Francisco. Not an official one, but combining 4 largest private collections of Star Wars memorabilia. This is reported by the San Francisco Chronicle. And they want to build this in San Francisco. It's currently titled Saga Museum of Star Wars Memorabilia. 4 largest private collections, one of which by Steve Sansweet estimates his collection at over 400,000 movie relics, so including original set pieces, concept art, which would become the anchor of the museum. So hopefully this will happen. I know a while ago, while we were doing this show at some point, they were talking about doing a Lucas Museum that never came to be, at least not in San Francisco. But hopefully this does, because
I think these collectors were probably inspired by a different Lucasfilm movie when they told them that it belongs in a museum. They're like, you know what? It does. We should make one. It's okay, dude. Just move past it.
I'm so tired. I wouldn't have got that if I wasn't tired, but I could have done something. Let's see. Kyle, are you a fan of Princess Diaries?
I am not. I have never seen it, but my wife and her family are, so there's that.
This is your story.
So yes, there's a story. There's going to be a third movie. We have a new director attached. Her name is Adele Lim. She wrote on Raya and the Last Dragon. She also wrote on Crazy Rich Asians and directed Joyride. She'll be directing. The first 2 movies were directed by Gary Marshall, who I believe is passed, right?
I believe you're right.
I think he's passed. So that's probably why he's not directing this. And Anne Hathaway is attached to return. So we don't know any script details. We don't know when it's coming out. We don't even technically know if it's going to be theatrical or Disney Plus. I would bet theatrical. But yeah, Princess Diaries 3 is closer to becoming a reality.
Let me spring this one on you, Kyle. You're Mr. Pop Culture. Favorite Anne Hathaway movie?
Devil Wears Prada.
Good choice. Good choice. Haven't seen it, but I know people who have, so good choice. All right. Next up, we've got another one for Kyle, man. This is your segment. Nope.
Apparently.
First, we're going here. This is not your segment. All right. So, out of my mind, out of my mind is a new Disney Channel original movie. Disney original movie, not Disney Channel original movie, coming to
Disney Plus original movie. They're basically all the same thing.
I think we need a generic term for that now. I think they have one. Disney original movie. Yesterday, they released a trailer for this, which was on National, get this right, World Cerebral Palsy Day, October 6th. They released this trailer, and I'm not going to play the whole trailer, but I will put it in the background for the rest of the story. There we go. This comes to Disney Plus on November 22nd, and out of my mind, let me get you a quick synopsis of what this is. It follows the story of Melody Brooks, a nonverbal middle school wheelchair user who is being moved from a specialty classroom into Main Street education. Stars Phoebe Ray Taylor, Rosemarie DeWitt, Luke Kirby, Judith Light, and more. And Jennifer Aniston is Melody's inner voice throughout this. So,
that's fun.
I expect this to be good, touching, well done.
And removed in 3 years. That's more of a knock on Disney Plus, not on the movie itself.
Not on the movie at all. And I would venture to guess, no matter what happens, this movie will not be leaving Disney Plus. All right, November 22nd, check that out. It's quite interesting. The trailer is available on YouTube and on our website, Laughing Place. Abbott Elementary, It's Always Sunny. This, if ever there was a story for Kyle, this is it.
Yeah, so there's going to be a crossover episode. So Quentin Brunson teased at Comic-Con this year that they were going to be doing a crossover, but wouldn't confirm what it was. And it looks like it's going to be It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which makes sense because both shows take place in Philadelphia. So you could see some of the cast members from both shows gathered here in front of the school exterior. And yeah, we don't know exactly how big of a crossover it's going to be. I imagine it's probably just like a cold open sort of a thing, but and we don't know when it's going to air. But yeah, it's kind of fun. Always Sunny has been on FX, which is produced by Disney, and actually Abbott, it airs on ABC, but it's a Warner Brothers produced show, or at least co-produced. So it makes sense that there's a crossover, but also there's probably like a little bit of dealing that needed to happen.
And what timing for this announcement is Abbott Elementary has its season premiere, season 4, in 2 days.
Yay.
I am looking forward to. I am a big fan of Abbott Elementary, and it is Pura Vida, being corrected properly. Let's see. Next up, we have. Okay, so I assigned this one to you, Kyle, because it's Hulu.
Because I clearly know so much about it, but
and I figure I know nothing. At least there's a chance you know something.
No,
Is that right?
But I read the article, and yeah,
Okay.
the second season of the it's in English, but it's a French and German produced show called Spellbound, and they released a new trailer for the second season that's coming out.
Date for that second
It
season?
includes an update on a recap of the previous season.
So if you haven't seen season 1, close your eyes. Season 2 premieres October 11th. That is 4 days from now. It is premiere week here at Disney, apparently.
Yeah.
How exciting. That is Spellbound. And finally, Boruduka. Man, pronunciation is just going to kill me. Do you know how to properly pronounce this, Kyle?
I've never heard of this performer.
Boruduka. I have certainly heard of them. I've seen them many times. They are
This
an
is
animal
my
kingdom.
second least favorite park in the world. Or Disney park in the world. So
Do you even need to count Hollywood Studios Paris? I think that shouldn't even count as a Disney park. I assume that's
my
your
least favorite Disney park in the world.
Well, they are a performance group that used to perform prior to COVID, and they never came back until recently, and they are now back. You can see they get the kids involved, very high energy. It's a fun part of Animal Kingdom if you're a normal person that likes Animal Kingdom over in Harambe. And they're back. Yay! All the entertainment that left us has come back 4 years later. All right, Kyle, we have no reviews today. Well,
So we have.
And the rest.
I feel like I have to have a review just to break out what's happening from And the Rest.
Did he have it yet? Hold on, let me check. We have a review.
Have a review. Okay, play it.
Let me now.
And I've had my share of bad reviews. I still remember my first good one, though. Everything else in this production of Our Town was simply terrible. Joey Tribbiani was abysmal.
Not only do we have a review, we have Scamanda. I am so excited for this one. So, yay! Okay, so Scamanda is the story of Amanda, who you may have heard the podcast. She faked cancer. Money was part of the motivation, was clearly not the only motivation. And it's just an interesting story. I did listen to the podcast, but we are getting a documentary from ABC News Studios, and we got a preview of it. So the review of this was done by Maxon Faber. I like Maxon. A little disappointed Marshall didn't do this one, just because I love all Marshall's reviews. But this one's from Maxon, who I've seen some of his reviews recently. He does a really good job. He's a good reviewer. This TV review, ABC's Scamanda immerses viewers into the realities of Amanda Riley's dramatic rise. All right, so This just dropped. I didn't have a chance to pull out the final paragraph. This is the actual final paragraph. We are not reading all that. So, find a good spot. The series leaves you wondering who sent in the anonymous tip. Was it a stranger picking up on inconsistencies in her blog? Was it someone from her church? Was it a friend? You'll have to watch to find out, and I highly recommend that you do. The first episode of Scamanda premieres on ABC Wednesday, October 9th during premiere week at 10 p.m. with new episodes releasing weekly. Additionally, new episodes will stream on Hulu the next day. I cannot wait to check this out with my wife. Let me put a quick note out here to somebody.
And the rest.
That works much better with reduced in between. All right, a couple other quick notes. The Walt Disney Family Museum is hosting an evening, except it's probably during the day, with Bob Weiss. It is called Dream Chasing and Conversation with former president of Walt Disney Imagineering, Bob Weiss. There he is. I've talked to him. He is a really interesting guy. I recommend you go check this out. October 19th, tickets are $40 for adults, $35 for seniors, $30 for youth, free for children under 5. This is the book he has just written, and he is a really, really, really interesting guy. I wish I was able to go check this out. I will be out of town. Otherwise, I probably would go do this. It'd be great. Let's see. I hear Disneyland Paris has something new, Kyle.
Yeah, so they've been doing a series of attraction keys for quite some time. But this is their first jumbo one, and it's appropriate enough for their big castle. And this is going to be available later this week, but to buy it, you have to like sign up, get a ticket to buy it, and it's €60. It's cool looking. It's not €60 cool. But yeah, if you happen to be in Paris and want this, you can sign up in the Line Bertie, or however you actually say it, and get your chance to buy it.
Like too soon. This is the new Agatha All Along vinyl, available now for pre-order at the Disney Music Emporium. It ships at the end of the month. And it's only $24.98. Music is by the Lopez's. You know them for their hit Let It Go. I suspect this sounds a little different than Let It Go.
A little bit. I mean, there's some things you can know. I might have to get this for Becca. She's been really loving the music on this show and singing it all the time. So, wow, I need to do that.
And finally, why is this man on our screen, Kyle?
Because Disney is going to be announcing their fiscal 2024 and the last quarter of fiscal 2024 earnings on November 14th. And of course, just to torture me, they're doing it before the bell once again, instead of after the bell, which can't say what I was going to say, but it's very early in the morning.
All right, let us take a look around Laughing Place. First thing I like to look at is today's entry in our daily Disney Did You Know? It hasn't been posted yet. Oh, I can give you yesterday's entry. Yesterday. There it is. Yesterday's entry in Daily Disney Did You Know is Edwin voiced the Mad Hatter in the Disney adaptation of Alice in Wonderland.
What?
And iconic. Where's today's? Almost tomorrow. Come on.
It's almost tomorrow. Wow.
Somewhere it's almost tomorrow. Also around LP.
Did we just turn into the Judge Judy gif where she's like pointing at the thing and then smacking the pointing at her?
I would like to remind you that we have our own animation reporter. He is really good. His name is Tony Betty. He does recaps.
He spends the weekend watching cartoons and writing about
basically, yeah. And every Sunday, Monday, whatever, you see all of his stories. So go look up Tony Betty, and if you're into Big City Green, if you're interested in the upcoming KIF or any of that stuff, we have an animation expert to talk about it, not just Joe Blow. So thank you, Tony, for all of that. I saw you. Joe Blow?
Yeah, remember JoeBlow.com?
I don't. What was it?
I think it was like movie reviews and stuff.
Oh, maybe it wasn't that guy. We do have Joe Blow. And also like to let you know, as this popped up on from last Thursday, that we have our own extinct attraction expert named Cole Geriak. Love to say that name. That is not the tab. And he, every other Thursday, he does a look at an extinct Disney attraction, which you'd think he would have run out of by now, but it seems like at least twice a month they make a new one. So this time he is looking at Voyage of the Little Mermaid, which at least as we've known it is closed. It will come back in some form. They've promised us. So we can go check that out and check out those archives. I mean, I'm going to click on the archive button. All right, we don't have a teacher tracker button, but we have his name, and that's all he does for us. So you can see he covers it all. A lot of fun if you want to relive some history. Check that out.
Very cool.
All right.
Fun.
That is so bad. It's so bad. Our friends over at DLP Report have a video of the new Halloween drone sequence in Disney Electrical Sky Parade, which, as we all know, is just the coolest thing in the world. Man, is that cool. So let's just take a look at it. At least
Watch
part
it
of it.
yet?
Part of it. I haven't. I'm going to turn off the sound. Just the electrical breakdown. But these are drones. Have you watched it?
I've scrubbed through I've watched some of it and scrubbed through most of it. So I was just curious if you had, because I know you're a big drone show fan.
Who isn't? Flop them and jets in there. Just so incredible. And seeing it in person is even more incredible. Yeah, so you can go check that out. DLP Reports Twitter. We have it on in our article embedded.
Yeah, for once we didn't fly someone to Paris to go capture this, so we had to
Darn.
rely on other people.
So we're working for LP. All right, and yes, Gio, thank you for the reminder. So Monday, being busy days, I sometimes just skip the pocket picks, but there was
Making
one.
good time, not even at a half hour yet.
There was one I saw today that was so good and timely. I said, nope, can't skip it. So since we're doing it anyway, let's start with this one, which is not particularly noteworthy, but it came in today. So we're going to start with it. And this is Heidi Klum. Heidi Klum. At, why do they call her the Queen of Halloween?
I don't know.
Okay. The Disney Parks Grand.
She did have a villains collection, so she's done some collaborations with Disney before. She did those like really fancy ears, and then she did a villains collection, which is probably a shirt that she's wearing. It's probably one of the shirts that she's wearing. But yeah, I also just thought it was cool. I mean, you see Maleficent around this time of year sometimes, but I still feel like she's like sort of rare. She's rare common as far as like a meet and greet character, so it's cool to see her.
She is rare, I agree. Are those her ears that she's wearing there, do you know?
I don't think so. At least not the ones that I was thinking of, but it's possible that she also did those.
All right, the real reason we're doing Pocket Picks today, let me get this ready. This is a great TikTok I saw this morning. That's not it. Oh my goodness. Wrong link. This is terrible.
Don't get distracted by it. Why don't you talk about something and I can grab
This is it. I got it.
Okay.
It. It's the follow-up that I don't have, though, that I need to make sure
I
I
didn't
get.
know there was a follow-up. So.
I know. Now I'm really mad. All right. Got audio, speed, roll it.
So then is one of the two guys a chauffeur?
Oh, yeah. So, oh man, I really need the other video. Let me see if I have it real quick because it even. So that was, explain what that was, Kyle.
That was two Vikings, the undefeated Vikings, celebrating presumably a touchdown. I didn't watch that game, and they were doing the handshake from the Parent Trap, the Lindsay Lohan Parent Trap.
There it is. Here it is. Yes.
Okay.
And yes, he will. This is one of the players. This is the player that one of the players that was doing it, the one that scored the touchdown. In football, when you score a touchdown, you get to do a celebration. They allow that, and they get pretty
They
creative.
celebrate everything now. Anytime somebody gets a first down, they're like, "This way." It's like, yeah, we know.
So
We know how football works.
The player that scored the touchdown was named Cam Bynum, and he explains the dance because I'm guessing 90% of the people watching the show, watching the game, did not know what the heck he was doing.
We're on a generational celebration run right now. 3 weeks in a row, we've had some fire celebrations, but this might have been one of my favorites just because that's one of my favorite movies and it's based in London. So as soon as I knew we were playing in London and I watched that movie last week, I'm like, this is it. We know we're going to get that ball. So my mindset is I got to have something ready every single week, but had a shout out to London for that one.
They played their game in London.
In London.
He broke out the Parent Trap celebration dance, and that was so cool. Luke. She throws a Halloween party every year and does some ridiculous costumes. Thank you, Luke. Always remember, a divorce attorney thought, you take one kid, I'll take the other, and we'll never see each other again, with a fantastic idea, and ran with it.
After the Heidi Klum, I was expecting a joke about Seal, but then I'm like, oh no, we're talking about something else now.
Okay, Kyle, you know what to do. Wait, actually, before we do that, do we have anything new? 10 o'clock just hit. Anything?
Let me check. Probably not. I don't expect Disney to announce many big things this week for reasons we discussed earlier. So no, I don't see anything on the parks blog. But I will update their weather page as well.
Hopefully.
As soon as I find where I have it. Have I mentioned I have a lot of tabs? I have a lot of tabs.
Do you ever drink Tab? Thank you, Fred.
I don't like diet soda, and no, I don't see anything on the weather page yet either. So.
All right, in that case, Kyle, it's time for the quiz portion of our show. By popular demand, this is the portion of the show where we test Kyle's Disney knowledge as the managing editor from the #1 site for Disney news and information by some criteria, I'm sure. On this day in 1919, someone was born. Clearly, she is no longer alive, but she was once a star in the Golden Horseshoe. What was her name?
Generational celebration run right now.
I don't know, but I hear the Vikings guy.
Oh, you do?
I don't
do you
know.
Still?
I don't know, no.
Okay.
I don't know the answer.
You don't know Betty Taylor?
No.
That's kind of
I know Wally Bogue.
Wally Bogue, Fulton Burley, and Betty Taylor. So, happy belated birth. Belated, the word you used in that case? Posthumous birthday? I saw her once.
Happy anniversary of the day you were born.
All right. On this day in 1971, had the Did You Know been posted already, that would have given this away, but it hasn't been. So, Kyle, what movie came out on this day in 1971? Do you know?
No.
One second.
Okay.
Don't look down. That'll give it away.
Don't look. Okay, so now I have to have tunnel vision because I have the document over here, so I'm not looking at that, as you know, because I haven't got one right, and I'm also not allowed to look down at the green room now. So I just need to
You can look at the green room now.
The thing that Ted Mosby wears when he's trying not to see the score of the Super Bowl. Is that what you need to get from me for this?
I have changed the green room. You can now look down.
Okay, thank you.
An apprentice witch, 3 kids, and a cynical magician, con man, search for the missing component to a magical spell to be used in the defense of Britain in World War II. What was that movie?
Okay, I wouldn't have necessarily been able to get it, but I did actually look at what Jeremiah wrote on the Daily Disney thing, and it's Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
It is Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Now I remember that is what it is.
Here is the sequence from Bedknobs and Broomsticks, known as Portobello Road, aka the longest musical sequence in the history of musical.
Also, when the image was up earlier in the green room, it looked like Mary Poppins, so not helping with the confusion between those two movies.
Well, let's just say that's something in common. All right, on this day in 1985. Oh man, okay. I am so curious if you get this one.
Okay. Well, I'll put on my sensory deprivator 5000 or whatever.
So it made its debut on Disney Channel on this day in 1985. I've never seen it, but you are so much more cultured than me. The adventures of a marine biologist and his family as they fight environmental crimes and other problems.
No.
Are you familiar?
Captain Planet? I don't think it's Captain Planet because he doesn't really have a family. He's got the.
Does this help?
No.
Okay, now it does.
Danger Bay.
Have you heard of Danger Bay? Someone out there is a huge Danger Bay fan. I don't know who, but I'm sure that sounds like the kind of show that has its adherents. That Is it on Disney Plus?
I'm guessing not. If
You don't do
Danger
it.
Bay is on Disney Plus and Monsieur Benedict Society is not, we're gonna have words.
It was a Canadian show that Disney Channel aired, but I don't think it was a Disney Channel production. So I did a quick search. Disney Plus Danger Bay. Disney Plus Reddit post popped up from 5 years ago. TV shows he won on Disney Plus, and Danger Bay were prominent on the list.
Quit lying.
On this day in 1991, Disney Vacation Club sales began at Old Key West, with being the chain Disney Vacationing. All right.
Could have asked me where they started. I might have been able to get that, but that's okay.
This one is Touchstone. I don't usually do Touchstone, but I feel like you're going to know this one, and it's kind of an interesting film.
1993, Nightmare Before Christmas.
1994.
Okay.
Ambitious but troubled movie director Blank tries his best to fulfill his dream despite his lack of talent. Tour de force performance by
Ed
Johnny
Wood.
Depp. Yes, it is. Ed Wood.
I was thinking that before you said Johnny Depp, by the way.
Have you seen Ed Wood?
I haven't.
I have. It is
I heard
such
it's
an
good.
interesting movie. Such an interesting movie. My Touchstone, rated R. Don't deal with the kiddies. And finally, on this day in 1998, an attraction opened at Walt Disney World. You don't need anything else.
October 1998.
You may need something.
I might need a clue.
Um,
Which park?
Magic Kingdom,
Okay.
still there.
Still there.
Replaced another attraction, but essentially the same track, even though completely different ride.
Buzz?
Yes, very good. Very good. Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin opened on this day in 1998. Go watch it today in our YouTube channel in honor of the occasion.
With the stationary cannons.
You prefer the moving cannon, I'm guessing?
I do when they used to actually stay in the vehicle properly. There's been some challenges with that over the years.
Okay, I think
But actually,
that
the
is
best is the nano battle ones in Hong Kong, because you can actually see your laser. You can actually tell the difference between the
that makes all the difference in the world. Tomorrow, we'll be recapping our football picks in this next time slot. But we have one more game to go today. How'd you, without looking, just your general feel, how'd you do yesterday?
I did okay. I lost the one that I know I lost one against you. And then I lost another one that I had highly rated. So thanks to Nikki B. And
Yeah, who knew going Cowboys would
we're both
actually
wrong about
pay
the
off?
Cardinals. I know that.
Which was a normal thing to be wrong about. I mean, who's going to think the Cardinals are going to beat the Niners?
Exactly. And the
Pretty exciting
Jaguars
day.
won.
I think I picked them. I'm on the Jaguar bandwagon, even though they're giving me no reason to be. But I'm such a Trevor Lawrence fan. So yeah, good day of football yesterday. I wish I could have seen some of it, but
Darn.
turned out to be a very exciting day, culminating in my Cowboys. Let's see. I think we've got a Disney Parks Live later today, 4 p.m. Pacific. It's on the schedule.
Oh, it is?
It should be happening. It's been scheduled already on YouTube, so I hope that means it's on the schedule.
Okay. I just didn't see it on the actual like schedule, but that doesn't really mean much.
And that's it. Just a 2-show Monday. Kyle and I will be back tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. to do this again, including our football picks and catch up on whatever else is going on. We hope you'll join us. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when we go live. And if you really like us, click that join button. That helps support us and everything we do here at Laughing Place, including our Discord channel, which you can become a member of by joining at the elite level. And we'll give you a link, or you get a link, and then you can join the conversation, which is pretty active with the regulars over there. It includes Laughing Place staffers like myself and Kyle. So thank you, everyone that supports us that way or just tunes in to watch the show. We'll see you at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Kyle, try it out.
We got new tech things, so you might still stare at us for now. Let's see. I'm going to hit the button now. And I have to hit a second button.